Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file.
Let's quick save here. That way I have a surefire spot to go back to. It feels strange. A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. $40 real, 1.15 real. Interesting. So I wonder if it's still giving me money, so that reinforces the fact that the game is not going to end.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once.
It is a pale emitter.
But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not even to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Cover your ears.
No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield
Oh my
yourself
God.
from this. It's an entirely new type of experience, way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Yell through the static. You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAN frequency,
Interesting.
blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
Maybe I should put it into endurance. My last point. If I die, that's what I might do.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
This is a really cool effect, by the way. I also like her Ruby the Instigator. Her voice acting is very not emotional. Like, it's almost like she's feeling nothing.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, The frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station.
I mean, can't I shoot it?
It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not the cops, and of herself merely as prey.
So this was originally please turn it off. I can't hear. I don't want to ask will I stay like this forever. This is not. She's probably just gonna try to kill me. Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
This is really cool.
You're looking for a deal on mattress.
I wonder if this is... I wonder if this is this band. Oh god. I wonder if that's the band that made the soundtrack. Lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Alright.
There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe.
Oh my god.
Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
It's the old lady's shack.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way. Isabel, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Preparing for the worst?
I was, before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Oh. Did you shoot Laylee?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right. Classe was the first to share her suspicions.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed.
If I...
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up. Or that might upset her. Actually, let's see what she says.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
She adjusts the grip on her gun.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Do you have an alibi for when Laylee was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
I don't remember what it was. It wasn't half an hour. I think it was only 10 minutes. Maybe 15? They did say you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow, now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Look, there's a secret way from the first floor of the whirling to the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowns, studying your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You have a gun, but it's not the murder weapon. You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry. Huh, so the shot didn't come from the roof. It was all...
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, boy.
Maybe twist the knife, just in case. Make her more desperate.
No, he didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
A bitter smile.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc. I don't want to say this. I don't want to set her off anymore. She knows she's a criminal. She knows I'm not going to trust her. So,
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
the lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. Might be able to find this out later.
Okay.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns the knob down just a millimeter. But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
She responds, holding your gaze. I know Lily wasn't a likable person. Did you leave any flowers for Classy on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
These weren't just flowers, they were symbols of revolution. Push through the pain.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Okay, so you didn't leave Maybelle's.
No, I did not.
Okay. I could say you have a gun, but she did say it's not the murder weapon. So let's pursue it. You have a gun.
And?
Where did you get it?
The gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
Really? Trigger?
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
There's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah, evidence.
Would you say, let's just pursue this. Would you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I don't think she's perjuring herself.
Yeah.
She didn't hate him, okay?
I have other questions.
I'm listening.
I mean, might as well. Do you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
What's so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies.
Oh.
That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Is that the only reason you hung it on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
I mean, I think we were talking about maybe it having a silencer, but I don't know. Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Nudged it during drugs talk. Oh, okay. 42%. Who killed, what happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Claudia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, Did she also seem high to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Classier said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
Okay.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How did you manage to come up with a plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone.
Oh boy.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
That's a direct contradiction. Classier said it was the other way around.
She lied to you about that, too.
Huh. That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Laylee herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Oh.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Who killed the merc, if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing.
Oh.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Clausia's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn la puta madre agent.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop.
What do you mean, la puta madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Whose? Oh boy.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
Oh, am I dead?
It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
Huh. So I'm guessing this is bad.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
Try to remain
All you
conscious.
feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Oof, okay. Maybe I should have put the point in endurance.
Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He
Okay.
loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Huh. I wonder if Kim died too. Alright, load game. I'll cut back to where I was. Load. I'm definitely putting that point in endurance. I'm definitely getting pain threshold and endurance stuff out. Alright. I have 4 health now, which is good. Alright, I'm going to try this again. And I'll be right back. I don't think I'm gonna do that this time.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop.
Okay, so I sped through. I made, besides that one that I said I was going to change, I made all the same choices. So let's go ahead and do this. What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Whose?
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Oh boy. Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
La Puta Madre. I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
No, that was a real question.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
you. She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady.
Oh.
The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
Was I with Cornell? What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
Seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding.
That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Mino. We could either take a room here in the whirling.
I'm very worried about how far I can go with this before I die again.
Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
I think I know them. They're in Martinez. I don't think I want to bluff with this.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here. Please leave.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there?
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Oh boy. Alright, so 72% medium, destroy the machine. But won't I get shot? Don't attempt to destroy the compressor, just go. I mean, I'm going to destroy this machine, I think. I got all I can out of her.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
Whisper over your shoulder. You okay, Kim?
All good, officer. Be careful.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
She puts the barrel of the gun in her mouth. Oh, God. Oh, my God. What are you doing?
Problem solving.
She mutters.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
She's truly
Oh, my God.
desperate. She
Oh, my
thinks
God.
She has no other options. You need to give her options.
I hit it exactly where I needed it to be. I rolled a 6 and I needed a 6. What options?
You know.
Maybe I can still talk her out of it?
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
So do I let her go, or... Do I let her go, or do I not let... Or do I arrest her? I think I'm gonna let her go. I don't know what's going to happen if I do. And I don't think Kim is going to be happy if I do it. But she did not commit the murder. And we aren't here to arrest her for drug smuggling. We aren't here to arrest her for staging the hanging. Which she didn't even do. That was Classie's idea. So I'm going to let her go. Please, just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go.
You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She says, pulling the gun out of her mouth, eyes still fixed on you. Then she turns her gaze to the tunnel behind you.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
Thanks.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it. I knew it was too simple.
Her tent. We should check it out.
He points to the back of the cavern. All right. Ruby's gone. Go to her tent. Let's see. Let me change out of my clothes. That was intense. I definitely wasn't expecting for that to happen. Let me put on my perception boots. I'm glad I had the point in endurance, because otherwise that would have gone very poorly. Although I don't have any more heals left, so... Dark water trails into the distance. There's no way out. $8. Was that all she had saved up? Cooking utensils. She has prepared herself porridge with bananas. Dramamine. Oh, wow. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and just do that to make sure we have a cushion. And let's go ahead and explore the tent.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
Look inside.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlight on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
The lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder, sifts through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook. I'll take it.
Pocket the worn brown
Ruby's
leather
journal.
journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Leave. I've been recording for about 2 hours. I'm definitely going to be splitting this up into 2 parts. I don't know how I'm going to be splitting it up, but I think I will go ahead and read the journal right now. I guess, yeah. A well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand name Schnellner. Yeah, Schneller, embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers. She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously.
Nice. All right. Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
All right. What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Read the entry from March 9th first.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder.
So I'm like a lackey for someone.
Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake.
Am I sure this is a mistake? Look at me.
Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin.
Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic.
So who is M? Huh.
The entry ends abruptly.
So I was hired. The RCM isn't an am I not part of? Did I go undercover into the RCM? Did someone make it look like I was part of the RCM and give me a full cover in order to disguise the fact that that I'm actually an assassin sent here to kill Ruby? And if that's the case, who are the people in the Whirling who are also wearing RCM uniforms? I think that's why. Was that the reason why that guy was asking me questions about Precinct 41 while also acting really strange? Is it because we don't actually work for Precinct 41, but he wanted to make sure my cover, I knew my cover? Don't answer that in the comments, obviously. But this is so interesting. Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Maybe she was undercover or something? What did she write the day Laylee died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. She is referring to betraying a previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense?
Look at the cover again?
The thick journal bound in brown leather. is
Flip those pages again. What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, "Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning."
It looks like she might have been framed.
The lieutenant taps on the page.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good that we didn't catch her.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He looks you straight in the eye for a moment, then sighs.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
Ruby said that you were a notoriously corrupt cop, La Puta Madre's peon. That's why she was scared of you. When you get the chance, call your station to find out more if you dare. Huh. Why was this... Oh, never mind. Huh. And I have another skill point. And one more almost coming up. Then who do you think killed the merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again,
But no one heard the shot.
maybe there's a Hardy boy we've yet to meet who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
And return to the whirling in rags after the whole instigator debacle. Someone there has something to answer to. All right, and with that, I think we're going to go ahead and cut it off for today. Man, was that a wild ride. Only 4 hours left. Nice. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. So that must mean that this island, wherever it is, has to be the place where the shot took place. But yeah, that was insane. I don't know if I think it was the right call to let Ruby go. The machine was insane. I wasn't expecting to actually encounter the pale emitter and die to it. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad I at least got to finish the mission, and the journal was very useful. I'm wondering, yeah, like, the fact that I'm a notoriously corrupt cop, like, do I dare call the station and ask about that? I don't know. But La Puta Madre is definitely something that I want to look into, especially if it's something that I need to rectify now that I am no longer who I was. But yeah, this was very interesting, and I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing what's next, because I know I am. So thank everybody so much for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when I upload the next part of the file to the archives, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, as well as leave a like or comment if you so desire. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.